Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Heavy Metal Gaming. You are seeing Rennebu by Haldor. Now, Ola has been kind enough for the last few months to have me as one of his beta testers. And one of the things that I said that I would do for him is have an AutoDrive network, either 0 day or within a day of release. Um, he has already submitted this to ModHub, and I recently had to completely wipe out the AutoDrive network that I had already started on this. So we are starting over from scratch, and I have a ton of work to do. So let's get to it. Okay, beautiful. Um, First thing we're going to do, jump into flight mode, get up in the air. Oops, I also want to, where is it? It's under here, isn't it? It's a big map. All right, so part of why we are redoing is because I realized after talking with Ola that I had put uh, pieces of the network that I already created where buildings went that didn't exist yet. And rather than just try to go through and delete every instance of that, some of which already had buildings in an update put over the top of them, which would make it very difficult to remove them, I just am starting over. There's a few other reasons for starting over as well, but yeah, those are the big ones. So let's turn that back off, turn that back off, and jump in. Get everything set up the way I like it. Uh-oh. This pulled in old stuff. Well, that's not good. It pulled in old stuff, but not everything. Alright, one moment. Let's try this again. And we're back. Only I've started a completely fresh game. So, we're going to get a large tractor, 8RX, beefy engine. Yeah, we're definitely going to want EU setup, I think. We will give it GPS. Ah, yes. And before we do anything, how could I forget? Um, we want to set money to 25, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 for million. There we go. Now we can buy whatever the heck we feel like. Anything interesting in the sale? Nah. And I don't even remember which trailer I had. I want to say it was this Bergman. I like Michelin tires. Let's do wides. Put a cover on. We need to have a different license plate. Buy it. Oh yes, and settings galore, which will irritate me if I don't fix them. Get rid of autosave. Set this up for Rennebu AutoDrive. Put our time down. Turn traffic off for this. And normally I would play with traffic on. Turning that off. We'll make it July. No snow. Turn both of those off, and there we go. Save our game. Boom, 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 boom. Boy, that's a long time to save. It is a very big map. Alright, there we go. Unfortunately, I have to tab out for a minute because my steering wheel is being stupid again. Should be fixed now. Yep. So, here we go. First off, let's change some settings. I don't think I care really to change much on here. Just the line height. What is red line position? I don't know that. I don't know that experimental feature. Driver wages, I always do 50%. No, I don't want it to automatically connect. And line height, I want to be above tractor. And that should be apply. Now if we turn this on. Oh, whoops, I did forget one setting. Use folders. Where is that setting? There we go. Perfect. Alright. So we are right here at the start. This is our starting position for the shop. This is where your vehicles spawn at. And I'm only going to pull forward just a little bit. And make this our first point. And we will start from here after I label it. And yeah, I don't remember what side of the road I'm supposed to be driving on. One moment while I check on that. Alright, it is the right hand side. It is hard when you do not remember, because you switch to so many different maps. Now, one thing that I do know is that Ola plans on continuing to add to this map and releasing new versions. So I will make every effort to keep this AutoDrive network up to date with those new versions as they come out. For now, I am going to pause the recording and just keep on driving down the main road here and get this particular piece of it done, and I will see you when I return back to the shop after I have driven all the way to the end and back. And I know I said I'd bring you back when I got back to the shop after getting all the way to the end of the road and turning around, but I thought maybe I would just show what that looks like and how difficult it will be with some vehicles to get down and around here, because there's just not a whole lot of room. I'm not even, as you see, I'm not even going to the end because I want to make sure I have the widest possible spot to turn around. Alright, now I will see you back at the shop. Alright, we're coming back up to the shop here. So I'm going to do something that might look a little strange at first, and that's drive straight on by. But trust me, I do have good reason for this. It will make it easier in the long run, because I'm going to take advantage of a feature that I have not used enough with AutoDrive, and that is the ability to create secondary routes. So I'm going to turn the recording off, turn around in this beautiful big old space, and going into a sale point, into any of the field points that I define, into the farms, etc. Anywhere that you really only want there to be driving, if you're going there, will be secondary routes. Whereas all your main roads and everything will be primary routes, which is this green with the red dots. So we're going to run this forward until we can connect it up to our straightaway here. Alright. I'm actually going to do some manual adjustment on a few of these points. Alright, that looks pretty good. I'm going to take advantage of this to turn around. And I'm not sure these white areas, if there's things that are supposed to go into them or not, because Ola has removed all of his temporary building stand-ins in order to prep the map for release. And these points are not exactly where I would like them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push that one up a little bit and this one up a little bit, and that way I can start. Now, to create a secondary point, I'm going to hold down Shift while I click on to record, and then I'm going to hook the route up to the primary. And now I can drive right in here, and I think that I want to drive around this way to send it into the workshop trigger. Because I want to bring it out through the front door. Alright, so we're going to name this point Shop workshop. And bring it out. And then spin to the right. And move these points and connect that right up. Turn the recording off. Now, I can also hold shift and click on each of these points to convert them to secondary route points. Alright, there. That is the whole kit and caboodle connected as a secondary route. Except, of course, we can only enter and exit one direction each. So, we come up here, and again, holding shift, click that, and bring that right around to connect up there. Beautiful. And we can do the same thing on the exit. Oh, look, I missed one. For the exit, we will go to this point right here. No, we'll put that one back, and we will reverse up, go forward. That'll be the first diverging point. There we go. So that's how I'm going to hook up everything that needs hooked up. One thing I do want to do is change just standard shop to shop yard. That makes it a little more clear. Now we can also add a folder for shop. And we'll put the shop related things into that folder. Beautiful. Alright, I am going to have a look at the map and see where we would like to go next. So, we've been all the way down this road, 700, out to the edge of the map and back. I have not connected the fuel point directly across the street, and I've only run going this direction down to right here. So I guess let's connect up the fuel point, which is in that farmyard. So actually I will skip that because it's in the farmyard. I only want to do the fuel points that are not in the farmyard. Can I... Hotspots. Can I disable... Oh... Okay. I was hoping I could just disable that because I wanted to see if there was a farmyard name under it. Pardon me. There are actual fuel stations, like that one, that are separate. So why don't we at least get the main road done, and I will bring you back again once I have returned to connect the main road up and decide where I'm going to go next. Another edge of the map situation. For this one, I am just going to duck down a little bit into the grass verge of this field. Oof, that is a little more extreme than I thought it would be. And pull back around like this. So that's a little bit of a bumpy ride, but it should still get you around the corner with most vehicles. I'll be back. Okay, we haven't gotten all the way back, but I have ended my recording of the network and turned around, and there's two reasons for this. One, there's a whole bunch of stuff right here, so I'm going to create the entrances and exits for that. And two, there's a point where I got a little wonky on my driving that I would like to fix. I think it's right there where I got just a little too much encroachment on the pardon me, on the yellow line there. But for the moment, we're going to back ourselves down because I pulled too far forward. And we're going to go up this driveway right here. I'm going to avoid this larger gravel lot because I am 99% certain that buildings go into there. Alright, actually, I'm going to pause the recording here, and Ola just gave me a tip. He's on Discord right now, just gave me a tip. So I'm going to save the game, because I'm going to have to exit the game. Save. Then I'm going to pause you guys, quit the game, and there's an XML edit that I can do that will turn on all of the temporary buildings that he made, so that it shows me where the buildings are roughly going to be positioned, and I can avoid driving through them. That'll help a lot. I shall return. Alright, a few XML edits later, and look at that. We have all the placeholder buildings back that I was talking about. Thank you, Ola, for telling me how to re-enable those. And here we go. We're going to want to pull up to right about there and start the turn. Get the record going. Now, thing is, I'm going to want to make this, alright, that's as far as we want to go. Because, after that point, we want to shift right click because we want to see how it might be kind of hard to see. Let me see if any of the other angles. I guess that right there is the best angle. This line is a yellow. This line is a brown. The yellow is one way. The brown is a bidirectional. And the reason that we want to do that is because this is a narrow track. So it needs to be bidirectional, but it is also going to need places where it's wide enough to split into two and pass each other. The detection range down a two-way bidirectional is not long enough for extremely long runs without passing zones, so I am going to make a passing zone right now. We didn't get far, but we don't need to. This is a spot where we can do it, so we will. Oops. Let's actually just delete that point and start over. I forgot to hold shift. And we'll run this one down this side. And right here, because there's this sign here, we don't want to go too far before we go back to doing shift right click. You can also tell on your button right here, it'll show the color of the lines that it is drawing. So we have a brown button, we're drawing brown lines. Alright. Now, how exactly I'm going to handle this intersection, I don't know. How do I want to handle this? I mean, I think it just needs to be Yep, a brown point right there. Alright. And we'll finish that when I come up that other road. For now, we're going to spin around and go finish this. Because I don't like to have things unfinished. Oops. Getting a little carried away. I don't like to go long distances with things unfinished, would be a more accurate way to say that. Alright. And go off to the side. Shift click. And you can see we're making a yellow path, so our record icon is yellow. And we don't actually even need that one, just connect it straight up. And pull this one out a little bit. So there we go, nice little passing zone. That will work wonderfully. I'm still not going to put anything, even though there's no temporary buildings in this area. I suspect that he just never got around to creating them. So I'm not going to put anything in them. So I actually want to make that a two-way, that a two-way, and then that can just connect to that. I'm being lazy, cheating a little. Not really. Alright. So if I do that, make that bidirectional. And that's enough. I didn't turn quite as sharp as I wanted to. Oops. Connect that one to there and connect that one to there. Beautiful. The spider web begins. And when you get pretty far into doing AutoDrive, it does end up looking like a spider web. Yeah, and I was right. This little bend right here is where I drifted. So we just want to pull these over. There we go. See? It can be fixed. Alright, so now, this'll be a heck of a junction, won't it? I almost want to come off of this one back here. Not this far back, but trying to fix my messy reversing. Off of this one, I want to go out into oncoming and then cut hard in to make this corner. And that will be as far as I go with that. The next point will be brown. Now, for simplicity's sake, I don't know what this building right here actually is, what it's for, or anything. We will make a path going through here, but it'll be a one-way. It'll be a one-way path. So you come up, go through, and then go back out. We'll bypass the intersection for now, since we will have to come back out. Whoops. And you can see I started to make my passing zone. I'm actually going to spin the camera. I'm going to make that passing zone even earlier. We will convert both of these points. Which is as simple as removing one of the directions from them. Now they are single direction on the side that we're going. And this is what I do. So I'm going to keep at it, and I'll bring you back for the next potentially interesting thing. Alright, welcome back. We are now, pardon me, we are now finishing up the very last connection to have the entire main road system set up with AutoDrive. Oh, too far. 1 point too far, but that's okay. We can just... Actually, no, it's not 1 point too far, is it? No, it is not. Perfect. So I made the bridge a bidirectional path because it is pretty narrow and I don't want two vehicles trying to pass. Um, I'm definitely on these narrow side roads with the big farm equipment. I've favored the outside edge of the road so you can see I'm way closer to this. I'll call it a fog line because that's what we would call it here in the States, but the fog line than I am to the center of the road. I favored the outside edges so that vehicles could safely make it past each other. So let's have a big look at the map. The entire main road network, which means this yellow colored road, which of course the actual map starts right here, where the lighter color is the playable area of the map is the lighter colored square. So the golden colored road, yellow color, whatever you want to call it, we've done end to end. You guys saw that. And then right here, this white path is this secondary road on the other side of the bridge. And we've done that end to end. And if I zoom in, oh, there's a bridge here I didn't know about somehow. Oh, yes, I do. That's I think that's meant to be a footbridge because the tractor sure doesn't fit. Anyway, we are right here on the end of that road right before the bridge that tees into this road. Now, I have not done this road yet that goes up the mountain. That is the only, quote, main road that I have not done yet. It doesn't go very far, and it's going to be a simple out and back for the moment. I'm not really doing these gravel and dirt paths that look like dirt on the mini map here, or I mean on the map, because it's just going to be a lot of tedious driving and a lot of bidirectional change off for passing zones, change back to bidirectional, so on and so forth. Um, so I'm going to do a lot of those off camera. This is going to end up being a two-parter. I am ending the first part here, and I will pick this up again, recording-wise, tomorrow night, which will be Wednesday when this episode comes out, and I will put that episode out next week, Wednesday. So those will be your two Wednesday episodes for this week and next week. Thank you all for watching, and as always, I will see you on the next one.